What's up? Welcome into another daily Buckeye Blitz for Wednesday, the hump day, August 17th, 2022. I am your host, Joe from the Buckeye Cast. As always, we have been cranking out some serious content this week, guys. Hope you're fucking dialed in because it's going to keep coming in, especially as we wind down to this first game. We're going to keep hitting you with stuff every day. So keep it locked in here to the podcast feed, YouTube channel. YouTube channel is exploding, is nuts. It's getting a lot of love. So keep locked in there. Throw some comments in there. Comment on the video. We got some Bama fan talking shit the other day. I've seen some Michigan guy talking shit. So let's gang up on them. All right. Today's topic is yesterday Coach Johnson had media availability and they hit him with some questions. So we're going to run through some highlights from Coach Jay and what he had to say about the D-line and kind of the defense as a whole. So let's jump into it. We only have 5 minutes. Let's go. Start the clock. So his first topic was talking about JT and Jack and their growth in the offseason, putting on weight, being in the full college system, meaning nutrition, weight room, the whole 9 yards, playing a full season and just being in that system for a whole year plus. And now he expects to see a huge jump. This is what he said in year 2 is when he sees the biggest jump. So from year 1 to year 2 for those guys, and just generally speaking, you see the biggest jump. So that's why I get excited about JT and Jack and the play that they're going to have. I don't know, maybe I'm going crazy, but it seems like they could have like 10 sacks each. I'm talking that kind of crazy jump. So hopefully, the season goes well for them, and we're going to see a lot of them. So pumped about that. And Coach Jay talked about depth, and he said that they're training everybody to be elite, and quite a few guys have a chance, and even some young guys that we haven't seen yet. So that tells me either like second-year guys or true freshmen are going to get some playing time, so that's awesome. Can't wait to see that. He wouldn't really name names, but he did say that they have quite a few guys that have a chance to be elite. So that's always bright. He commented on Coach Kevin Wilson's comment from the day before, saying that Mike Hall shouldn't be a 3, and actually, he said that Kevin Wilson was probably joking. Mike Hall is running with the 1s and 2s right now. He's bigger and stronger, had a great offseason. So Mike Hall, not a 3. And I expect big things out of Mike Hall too. He kind of gets looked over when you're looking at the D tackle room or the D tackle position. People kind of forget about him for some reason, I guess because Tyleek garners a lot of the attention, and Teron and Ty Hamilton and those guys. So keep your eye on Mike Hall. Coach Johnson also said that in his rotation, if he's lucky, he can play 12. That sounds like a lot. He said usually you play 10 or 11. So that as a rotation, anyways, with the entire line. So that's 3 teams, a third string for every position if he's lucky. So probably not likely. That seems impossible to have 12 dudes that can play, because then you're taking away snaps from your studs like JT, Jack, Teron, and so on. So kind of doubt he's going to have 12, but 10's good. I'll take 10. He also talked about having an alpha dog, and he said you got to have an alpha dog in the group, in the room. You got to have somebody that has a bit of dog in him. And he says he thinks he has that guy, but he won't name who he is. So keeping it close to the vest there, Coach Jay, as expected. Not going to give you too much information, so that's fine. I'm glad to know that we have an alpha dog in there, and I think it's probably Jack or JT. Honestly, that would be my first guess. moving on, he talked about the energy and the spirit has been off the charts. These guys love practicing. And in the off season, he spent so much time catching up on things that they missed out on due to COVID. Like they're still getting caught up. And he said like they lost time and practice on techniques, small things, hand placement, things like that. So they're still trying to get caught up. This is a real thing. I'm sure that we're not the only team dealing with it, but at least they're attacking it, and hopefully it gets rectified and we get caught up. Some players he talked about, Tehran says he's finally healthy. He's lost body fat. He's stronger, in better shape, and has had a great camp. So all that sounds like a starter at D tackle, right? I mean, we need it. We need a stud down in there that we can go to. He talked about controlling the line of scrimmage, what he calls block to structure. And they want to create separation, get off blocks, and then rally to the ball, So this block to structure concept is included with all the create separation from your blocker, get off the block, and then rally to the ball, preferably in the backfield, right? So interesting how his mentality and his concept, how he's teaching it to the players kind of from a fundamental level is pretty cool to hear. I can listen to Coach Johnson talk all day. A guy's like just a fountain of knowledge. He talked about the jack position, which he is helping train. He said that the players love Coach Knowles' defensive system. It allows the guys to play and rush and coverage together. So it's more of a together rush and coverage. So all 11 guys are kind of working in harmony or in unison, and his 3 jack guys that he's been training are Javante Jean-Baptiste, Jack Sawyer, and EA. I thought that was interesting. Would not have expected EA to be included there. If you remember back to spring before Mitchell Melton got hurt, he was training in that jack position as well. So keep him in mind down the road, maybe next season or late this season. He said in this new system, in the Knowles system, that the DNs are being asked to do different things. So he wouldn't elaborate because obviously he doesn't want to give that shit away. So he just said that yes, they are doing different things, or being asked to do different things as DNs. So the jack position obviously is part of that, and again, about this system, it's a player-driven system, and toughness is what they're built on. So once again, reiterating the toughness and how important that is and has been the focus in the offseason, and obviously we've talked ad nauseum about how we need to get back to that. Some awesome just pearls of wisdom here. He talks about wolves. When they travel alone, they aren't successful. They aren't set up for success. But when they travel in packs, they are successful. And he wants the group, I think he's speaking about the entire defense. He could apply it to each position group, I guess. But he said he wants them to travel in a pack. Some guys step up, and at the end of the day, the unit has to step up together. So it's better if the whole pack can do something, and then rotate guys in as needed. But the entire pack needs to be cohesive and work together in order to be successful, not just having one lone wolf out there running his own game, right? So yeah, you could apply that to a lot of things in life, I think. So and then his last comment, somebody asked him about retirement, and he gives you the same answer every time. He says the day that he stops enjoying being a coach, then he'll quit. He says he wakes up every morning excited to get into the building, into the Woody, and start coaching these guys, working with the guys. So don't see any quitting him. So, but I guess somebody has to ask because it comes up every off season, right? Especially when you talk about recruiting and shit. So that's all I got for you today. Hope you enjoyed that. Keep it locked in here. We're going to start getting the interviews up on the YouTube channel. It'll be audio, but at least it'll be there, and you don't have to only get it from the podcast feed. So I'll let you know when that's up and running, and keep me locked in on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the good stuff, YouTube, is of course, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Good looks.